All right, so we will be having a session today and we will be talking about common interview questions. All right. So I believe Stefan has an interview coming up. I know Raja has an interview coming up. Anybody else has any interviews coming up?
Yes, I have my interview on 18th.
18th in what?
In UHS Wilson Internal Medicine Residency.
All right. And I presume you have done some practice?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to do some more?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Okay, great. Okay, excellent. Hey, Raja, you got some competition today, okay?
Yeah. She's more prepared than mine, I think so.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right, great. Let's kick off this session. And yes. All right, so let's start with Raja first, and then we'll tag team with Amna, okay? Anybody else wants to give it a shot? I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody who wants to, give a demo answer. All right, for now, that's good. All right. Okay, so Mr. Raja, great to have you here. How is your day today? How's your interview season going so far? How's the feel?
Nice to meet you, Dr. Khan. And it's going very well nowadays. And I'm like, it's going very well, I would say.
Okay, great. I'm sure you're enjoying it here. Are you here in the US or where are you located?
Yeah, right now I'm in Florida doing my rotation in, as a clinical research coordinator in Brooksville.
Okay, great. That is great to know. And are you working in an inpatient setting? Are you located in an inpatient or are you working with some clinic?
I'm like at a research site recently and working on clinical trials. And I'm working like leading few clinical trials right now under principal investigator who's also program director of one of the program residency program.
Okay, great. So you said you are coordinating. So
yeah,
are you helping people out, or are you doing some of the statistics, or what type of coordinating are you doing?
yeah, like we are working on few more studies like coordinating like my primary work is like pre-screening and screening the patient and calling the patient about their health, if they are eligible for our study or not, and then coordinating with the principal investigator that the patient is like subject. We don't call it a sub-patient, we call it a subject here, that because it's a subject study subject. So after like screening and pre-screening, if the patient is eligible for our study, we call them our site and ask them for the volunteering for their study and do physical examination, ask their history, and move forward and present it to our principal investigator. And that's where the subject is recruited over for our studies. And we have different studies on diabetic wound care like COPD and CHF. And recently I'm leading UC and Crohn's study. And recently we had SIV, subject site initiation visit.
Okay, what is your okay, before we dive into your more of the formal interview, what are your what is your inclusion criteria for your patients?
Based on the HIPAA criteria, I'm not supposed to tell our eligibility criteria and the exclusion criteria, but for sure, like I can tell you my protocol number, you can go through the protocols we are running.
Great. Always following the rules. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, excellent. All right. So, okay, so Dr. Rajat, just tell me a little bit about yourself. It seems you're doing some exciting work.
Yeah.
Just, what are you doing? Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
So basically, my name suggests that my name is Suraj Raja. The literal meaning of Suraj is sun, and I'm letting everyone through my work and everything. And apart from, I belong to a suburban part of the Pakistan, which has long history, like 5,000-year-old history, known as Mohenjo-daro, Mound of Death. So Ladkana. And apart from that, currently, as I told, I'm working as a clinical research coordinator in one of Axis Research Institute. Under like a program director, we are leading a lot of studies. And out of medicine, I love to read about the cryptocurrency and do trading every day, which is not on my motivation. and also it helped me for and it helped me for my medical journey and USMLE journey, but also helped me to learn the medicine, like connecting the doors and the signs and symptoms every day, which are helpful in my medicine career too. And apart from that, I love cooking and I love badminton, and cooking is like my one of the de-stressor for my life, and I love to call over my friends to like dinners and lunch to meet up good connection. And apart from them, I love to carry forward my these skills of leadership and teamwork at your program, and I'm open to any questions.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks for sharing. Very exciting. You
Mhm.
said your ancestry is 5,000 years.
Yeah, like and my ancestry is not a 5,000 a year, but I belong to an area which is as 5,000-year old history, like Mohenjo-daro. The history is still undiscovered, but our history is too old.
Great, good to know. Oh, thanks for sharing some of that with me. It's good to
Hmm.
know people are strong with their roots. Good to know about
Yeah,
that. Okay, great, excellent.
thank you, sir.
Okay, um, I think it's good, but I think just practice your flow a little bit. I think it's fine. You covering a little bit of your background. You're covering something about your locality, where you're from, right? You're talking about that with us with some strength. Um, um, and maybe mention you mentioned about Larkana, right? You mentioned about your
Yes,
background, medical school.
yes.
Um,
I didn't mention medical school, should I?
not necessarily. It's okay. I think you had a it was a bit conversational.
Mhm.
I would just practice the flow a little bit. Just speak it out. Just relax. Be more
Yeah,
be more
deep breath.
open, right?
Yeah.
Don't be stressed. Just be open your mouth a little bit more. Okay. Um, just take it
Some,
easy. It's a nice conversation, like you're calling up your patient to hey, this is Naja, I'm looking to do, and I'm looking to see if you are right for the study. We do offer this benefit as well, but we need to of course screen you and see if you are in agreement with our program, and love to have you on board, whatever, right?
yes.
um, um, just be open, be more like be more
It's
energetic.
like a exercise for my
Yeah,
mouth,
just
I think.
exercise opening up your mouth and
Okay.
scream a little bit, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Scream a
Nice
little bit.
tricks to be honest. I will
Right,
try
right.
now from now
Just be
onwards.
a bit more, yes, I'm there, I'm here, I'm gonna conquer the world, right? Whatever,
Yes.
right?
Need some motivation though.
Yeah, I'm gonna conquer the world, right? So just think about it. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So confidence
Thank you.
training, right? A little bit of confidence, right? Great,
Yes.
excellent. All right. Yeah. Structured. You talked a little bit about you're here in the US. You're working on this thing right now. Do you have any US clinical experience?
Yes, I have 10 months of US clinical
Great.
experience here.
Highlight that. I have 10 months of US clinical experience. I believe I believe I bring in lots I believe I bring in a lot as a candidate. And I hope to be, hitting the ground running with all of my experiences. Positive at the end, right? Great. Okay, Amna. So great to have you here. How is your interview season going so far?
First of all, I would like to thank you for having me. I'm doing great. And so far, interview season is going fine. Initially, I was stressed out because I wasn't receiving any interviews, but now I have interviews, and my focus has shifted from stressing on receiving the interviews to more on focusing on the stuff I want to tell people, and reflecting on my journey so that I'll be able to share more.
Great. I see. It seems you seem excited. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So are you only applying in internal medicine, or you have interviews with other specialties as well?
No, I'm applying to internal medicine only.
Okay. Okay, great, great. So Amma, tell me just about yourself, maybe share a few details that are really, important and exciting part of your life, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, I would love to. So, I'm an international medical graduate from Pakistan. I grew up in the city of Faistabad with my four brothers. My mother is a gynecologist, and my father is a pediatrician. I was fortunate enough to get a merit scholarship for my medical school and graduated as valedictorian of my class. After graduation, I interned for an year and then came to US for my rotations at the Baker Heart and Vascular Institute at Houston Methodist. Currently, I am working on two of the research projects on CDC Wonder database with one of my preceptor. I am truly passionate about social outreach initiatives and health equity, and that motivated me to work for United Nations Development Program for support of marginalized communities, and especially the sex workers. Outside medicine, when not in scrubs, you can find me listening to self-help podcasts or watching autobiographies and especially reading autobiographies. I love cooking and baking. I unwind through painting. I'm an outdoorsy person and always prefer a morning walk over gym. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to contribute to the mission of UHS Wilson.
Okay, great, great. So we have two people who can cook well, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah, we've had lots of candidates today who say they like cooking. Okay, great. I think we'll have a good all the residents will feed the whole hospital, possibly. Who knows? Okay, great. All right. So, okay, so what happened? You're as soon as the kids got delivered through your mother's clinic, they went and to your father. How was it? Is there a conflict of interest or what was it?
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, that is so true because all the patients, it goes two ways. Because all the patients, my father also has an OPD and also inpatient department, and my mother also has both of them. So every child who is delivered, that is literally the patient of my father because he's the one who is going to resuscitate them. And my mother used to tell funny stories like she was just going through the ward or just going to the OT room upstairs, and some of the patient asked, "Oh, who is she? Who is this lady?" And nurse mentioned she is a doctor's wife. She's a gynecologist, and she said, "Oh, I'm having some problems, and my niece or some relative is also having some issues. Can we come to her?" And then the whole process started of the conceiving, antenatal care, and everything. So some of my father's patients, they're my mother's, and all the patients who get delivered, they're simultaneously my father's patients. So yeah, that is
Okay, great, great. Okay, so it's a medicine is in the family blood, right?
yeah, we can say that.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, just a little bit of feedback. Good. I think I don't know, what do you guys think? The audio was I felt it wasn't that, crisp, the audio.
Audio.
Your the audio, just maybe I can hopefully share the recording later. Um are you with your laptop right now, or where are you with right now?
Yeah, I'm doing this on the laptop.
Okay. And is this where you will do your interviews?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One thing, I mean, it's fine.
Mhm.
Raja, he's just sitting outside. He doesn't have a room right now, so he's like kicked out of the house, it seems. But um, yeah, just it's fine. You don't need to have a fancy background.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I think the audio maybe needs a little bit of improvement. What do you guys think, Raja? What do you
Yes,
think?
sir. Her audio is like echoing, I believe. That's why maybe
Right.
she
So
must use a earphone or maybe something like that,
yeah,
so it will be easy for
it's
her.
good. We're picking things up right now. It seems as if
Okay.
there's a big echo happening, and because I think your walls are very plain wherever you are right now, in front of you, and I don't know, maybe, and
It's
it's
a
coming
room and it's a room. What
right.
should I do with it? Because I need to work on my setup. I feel the setup makes a lot of difference. So all the suggestions are more than
Yeah, yeah.
welcome.
So, do you have any headphones? We can give it a try right now. Do you have any
Yeah,
headphones?
yeah, yeah. Yes, I do have. I'll
Sir, I am in at Airbnb my wall will be like plain. Is it
That's,
an issue or not?
no, no, it's fine. It's fine. It just needs to be nice and clean, and that's it.
Okay.
Maybe a curtain at the back is fine.
Okay.
Make sure the light is not coming from the window at your back. Wherever the light should be coming in front of you,
It's
right?
in front of me, right?
I have a light here, light here. Right? The light always needs to be in front of you, not at the back. The window cannot be at the back. If the window is at the back, the camera won't pick you up.
What if the window is on side? I don't think
Well,
so. It will be an issue.
I think test it out, because the interviews are going to be in the daytime, right? Unless
Yes, sir.
you're in the other part of the world. But whatever it is, light source should be from the front, right? So you
Okay.
can see my hand. My
Noted.
hands are lighting up, right? So lights are in
Yes,
front of
sir.
me, right?
Okay, noted, sir.
Okay, so let's see, Amna. Let's see you.
I have plugged in.
Okay, just give me an answer. Just say anything. Just say anything. I just wanna listen to what the sound quality is right now.
So let's learn the brain.
Okay, so what are you doing these days? Can you hear me?
It's so bad.
No, I can't. I think it's off now. It's off right now. It's off right now. I think it's okay. So yeah, you can just work on your you can just bring your regular speaker, your regular laptop microphone on, but it's a good test. It's better we pick things up right now, right? Then later on. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you guys. I tried to plug in my AirPods, and the audio was really echoing. Like I could hear two voices of, like I could hear literally four voices.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't know what is wrong with this. How is my audio right now?
Yeah, I think it's back to what it was before.
Okay, and should I try again? Because when I was when I plugged in my earphones, it was like I couldn't hear you well. I couldn't hear you well because there
Okay.
was a lot of echo.
Maybe that won't work. But that's something you can work on. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's something
Okay.
you can definitely work on, but that's fine. Don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're just practicing a common questions. Okay. Anybody else wants to give it a try? Anybody else? Try this. Anybody else wants to give it a try? If not, that's okay. We will move on to the next. We will move on to the next question. All right. All right. So very important question. All right. So why did you choose this program? What do you like about our program? Who wants to go first? Amna, you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So you have in mind the next interview that you have?
Right now I have Urchis Wilson, and on 21st I have Guthrie. So right now I'm focusing just on Urchis Wilson.
Okay. And you have their information. You went over their
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Okay. Great, Amna. So yeah. What did you fancy about our program? What caught your attention?
There were a couple of things that grabbed my attention. UHS Wilson has a 50-year history of training residents in internal medicine, and being trained at an institution that is extremely prestigious would be so invaluable for me. Then secondly, I'm keen into learning, and I recognize the learning process here, just like the morning reports, teaching rounds, didactics are extremely helpful for a resident like me. And then I'm into research, and I have seen a number of residents who are good at publishing and presenting their papers, and I feel collaborating with them and learning from them would be such a great experience for me. And here I would have an opportunity to rotate in a number of subspecialties. Since I aim to do fellowship in cardiology, then and it also offers an in-house fellowship in cardiology, I think I would have more networking opportunities here. And last but not the least, I would like to say that I like the collegial and the friendly environment that UHS Wilson holds. And one of my aunt lives here in New York. And whenever I will get a chance, I'll have her with me or visit her so that I don't feel homesick. So these were some of the stuff that made me choose UHS Wilson.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'll normally mention, you mentioned a couple of points. One is the program itself, right? Something on their website that you liked, right?
Yeah.
Or any paperwork that they sent in their emails.
Yeah.
And then mention something about their didactics. They have a mentorship program, perhaps. They have a point of care ultrasound training, perhaps.
Yeah.
They have multi-specialty rotations, right?
Yes.
Then you go into, apart from the medical sides of things, then you talk about where it's located. Is it in an urban area? Is it in a rural area? Is it in a suburban area?
It's the suburban area.
Suburban. And you say that I've looked at the locations a little bit. I looked at the Google Maps. I have seen what is around in that area.
Yeah.
I would love to be in a locality in this more of a suburban, more laid back environment, out away from the hustle and bustle and stress of a big city environment. I think definitely suits my nature. And I see around the area that I am a big foodie. I love to cook. However, I've looked at the different restaurants and I see there are a couple of Chinese fusion restaurants, which I love, absolutely love, and I would definitely be frequenting there. And I love to go to a bowling alley, and I see there are a couple of bowling alleys in the area. I especially like this bowling alley. They have great pictures and great reviews. I'm waiting for heading out there. I see there's so many opportunities for recreation in this town. And I also see that it's the cost of living is the cost of living in this area is also fairly attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so many positives, and on top of that, the fellowships that we can look to avail. And although I don't have a firm finger on which fellowship I would want to entertain down the line, however, I do see that there are a couple of options for myself to look at and select and prepare for in the future. Yes, I think this is checking all of my boxes. And on top of that, my aunt is in the area. And I'm here exploring, and I'm here for an adventure. However, if I feel homesick, I can always I always take a ride over and spend a night with my family. So yeah, all the boxes are checking, and I like the place, and I hope you will like me too. Whatever.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
So,
That's a great answer.
all right. Conference, right?
Okay.
So mention all of these. Mention the program itself, the didactics. You
Got
also
it.
mentioned that the environment seems very friendly. I liked communicating with your coordinator. I liked all you have set up today, and bravo to you. Kudos to you for arranging this day today and to be such a lively time that we're having right now. Then go into the location, go into recreation, go into food and activities in the area that you picked out. Yes, I want to do that. Right?
Yes. I literally looked at the site and found a lot of stuff, but I thought I should use that for questions with the residents. I think it's better to incorporate those stuff.
Question with the residents won't get you the residency spot. If you have something, just say it in the interview.
Okay.
Shine in the interview, right? And go with mention all of these points. They check all my boxes, and my aunt is here.
Okay.
Right? Okay, Raja, your turn. Okay, so hey Raja, Dr. Raja. So okay, great. So why did you actually choose our program? Why do you apply here?
Yeah, thank you for asking, and it's an interesting question. And when I met my friend, when I landed here in Brooksville, I met one of my friend who's doing residency in Tampa, and she told me about that their daughter's program is starting family medicine residency. It's a totally new program. I got excited. I went through the website and searched about the website, which was aligning with my career goals and values specifically, as the program is insisting on the like wellness, and which is like connecting body, mind, and spirit, which is like I'm more into meditation. Every day I used to do meditation, and these three things which was inspiration and motivational to me. And I'm like, other than that, and the program is in my preferred area, as it's in Florida, and I'm here for like more than 5 months. Other than then that I have like nearby like friends and family. As I told, one of my friend is here, and one of my cousin, maternal cousin, is here, and the food and temple is like, I'm like, God, as you have like mentioned in your website that you practice God-given skills. So I like bow down to the God, and temple is nearby to me. Other than that, the environment, I have grown in the part where beach is the nearby, like sea is our nearby, and this, as everyone knows, Florida is a beach city. And other than that, uh, the environment and the weather, which is too good for me. That's why I went for this program, and the program is 30 minutes away from where I'm residing, and I'm paying like 500, which is cost effectively for me. For future perspective, I believe that the cost of living here is not that much of issue. And that's why I chose that program.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think you start off with talking about the positives of the program, right?
Yes.
Okay. And um, I think just do a bit more research
Mhm.
about the area, right?
Mhm.
As we were just talking with Amna, right? So a
Yeah.
bit more research, what restaurants are around, what recreational facilities are around, right? The cost of living is very attractive. The cost of living here is very attractive compared to a much bigger city or town, whatever. Um, um, have you written down your answers or?
No,
Okay,
like I have pointers, like
pointers,
I'm
right?
reminding, yes.
Um,
That's why.
and you've written down your points,
Yes.
Yeah, I have written down.
Not in front of me, like in my, like, yes, I have written down the points that I'm going to talk these points in mental.
right? Um, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I would say for like 5 questions,
Mhm.
right? At least five, at least no, at least for now, I would say you have like a few days, right? You're two days basically,
Yes, 2 to 3 days,
two,
yes.
3 days, right? I would say
Yes.
at least for sorry, 5 common questions, just write your full answer down and
Okay.
plug it into Word or something to fix any grammatical issues,
Okay.
Okay.
right? Just and then practice it,
Okay.
practice it.
Okay.
And yeah, both of you, I think, or
Okay.
anybody else who's listening,
Okay.
and practice it, okay? Practice it and be calm and casual and just practice
Mhm.
it. Look at your bullet point. I mean, have your bullet points bolded out that this is your bullet point,
Yeah.
but just practice the flow of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mm.
Okay, good. But yeah, Raja, I think you're fine. I think you just have to provide more details. Um,
Okay.
just more details about, the
But
location.
the program is like new totally. So on the website, there is nothing other than these three things. And the program director has only 12 years like experience, and there is only medical director listed on their website. So
That's
I'm
fine.
not finding not other than this. So
That's
this
fine.
things.
Whatever they're mentioning, you are
Mhm.
so showing that you researched, that you went over this. So that's fine. Okay. So you're showing, yeah, it's said on your website and you said a few things. That's perfect. Okay. So you
Okay.
mentioned a few things. I would
Like
just practice, write it down. Okay. The common questions, you should be out the gate ready. and
Okay.
confident
Oh,
that you know what to say, right? There's no
okay,
thinking. You know what to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
okay.
Common questions, you know what to say, and you can say it without any problems, without any hesitation, without really thinking much, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great, great,
Dr.
great.
Khan, can I add something here?
Sure.
Raja mentioned that he is interviewing at a new program. I was just searching stuff and I went to a webinar and they mentioned something great. If it's a new program, you can always say that I'm so interested in this program because I'll be having an opportunity to learn directly from the program directors or the associate professors, and there will be no barrier between us. So uh, learning from the best would be something that I look forward to. Just like that, you can mention something
Right.
so that, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice point.
That's a point. But if that is the case, I'm
yes,
pretty
just
sure
make
they
it
may
work.
have some additional faculty.
Yes.
So you're not 100% sure if these three people are the only people who are going to teach you. Or Raja, do you know of anything else? Do they
No,
have anybody else coming in?
not sure about that because only two peoples are listed on their website. So,
Right.
but
Um,
I, but I like contacted one of the doctor over there. He told me that one of the faculty will take the interview and other two people will. I don't know who will be the faculty, and they
right,
didn't send me any itinerary for that.
right. But Amna's point is, I think, definitely still valid. I think, yeah, I'm thinking about it. You can say it seems, and you can say it's a good point, Amna, that you brought up, especially in the family medicine residency.
Mhm.
Um, I think the way you would probably frame it is, um, it, I think it's going to be, so how many residents?
8.
Eight. Okay, not huge, not too many, right?
Yes, not
So
too
okay,
many.
so not too many residents, new program, and Amna's actually pretty spot on this. The way you can say it is that I see that my being here will definitely get me the right attention, and with the small number of residents to faculty ratio, I think this will be a great mix for myself, and hopefully I'll be learning from the best in the field, and hopefully we can develop long-term friendship down the line. Great point, Amna. Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes, a new program, right? Okay. All right. All right. So another common question. Um, why did you choose this specialty? Okay, let's talk about this question, right? Why did you choose internal medicine? Um, or why did you choose family medicine? Raja, do you want to go first? All right. So Dr. Raja,
Yeah,
so why
sure.
did
So,
you there's so many other specialties. A lot of IMGs, they choose IM or psych or peds. Why did you choose family medicine?
yeah, when I was like doing some different rotation during my medical school, and I had the tendency to go everywhere. Like, I want to do this rotation. I want to do this specialty. I want to do this specialty. When I joined my father's family practice, I get to know that in this family practice, I can see every specialty, like from pediatrics to adult medicine. So afterwards, in this, like I had the opportunity to see wide variety of like pathologies, not from the pediatrics. I had the opportunity to see from patients from the psychiatry. I had the opportunity to see from the patient from the gynecologist. And in this, after my father's passing, and I had to transfer the for like patients, uh, uh, patients. Sorry, sir.
That's fine.
When I get like
That's fine.
yeah,
Okay,
whenever I get to like talk about my father, I get
that's fine.
like, so should I mention my father in this perspective because I'm like I get like because it's a recent event, so
Right.
should
Um,
I like what you because I'm not controlling this emotion, but I want to talk about it.
right. No, I think you should talk about it. I think I think you should talk about it. It's perfectly fine. I think the
Mm,
emotional aspect is definitely there. Um, I think you just practice it. Just practice it, okay? Yes, just take a step back, take a deep breath, and just practice it.
Yes, sir.
But that is this is a part of your life, right? So this
Yeah.
is the reason. This is the reason for it. Um, so I would
I
just
will ask. I'm not continue.
okay.
So
You wanna jump
I'm
in?
like,
You wanna take a stab
yes.
at it?
So sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll come back to you. Is that okay? You want to do this question, or you want to pass on this for now? Okay, it's
I
okay.
will pass on for
That's
now.
fine. That's fine.
Yes, sorry, sir.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Amna, so okay, so why did you choose internal medicine? I know that's a common specialty for IMGs. And your mother was a gynecologist, your father was a pediatrician. So you're not choosing any of their, you don't like that? You saw that throughout your upbringing, but you didn't want to do that?
Dr. Khan, that is an extremely interesting question. I would like to state some facts. I used to accompany my mother. She used to hold medical camps in the suburban areas of our city. So there, I used to recognize that there is a diversity of patients from the acute infections to the chronic lifestyle disorders. And being a gynecologist, she wasn't being able to help all of them, and some of them used to be referred to the specialist. And as a child, I secretly used to wish that I want to be a doctor who could treat maximum number of patients. And keeping that in view, it was something that resonated with me, and I wanted to pursue internal medicine. And this interest was further solidified when I started doing my internship. And there I found that the long-term patient relationship was something I liked the most. Taking a patient as a person who has a perspective, a background, life, and different viewpoints, and considering all of them, and also his socioeconomic conditions into the treatment plan was so satisfying to me, and I just felt that I should pursue this as my future goal.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. So you have some relation to the family and how you felt about it, and how you are connecting this with your interest in internal medicine. Um, okay, sounds good. Yeah. Um, I think you have your reasons. That's fine. Pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. The last question. Let's see. Which question do you guys want? Or what do you want to talk about or answer?
Mm, mhm.
Interesting case.
Interesting is, yeah.
Okay. Omer has his hand raised. Yes, Omer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khan. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
I just need to add something. I just had an interview at a neurology program, and they asked me a question like, what do you do to make your patients comfortable around you? So I hadn't, if I may, can I add the answer which I gave to them?
Sure.
Yeah. What I said at the moment, because I hadn't really prepared for this question, what I told them was that that I think it's the most important thing to make your patients comfortable around you, to uh, maintain a good physician-patient relationship, and to build a good rapport for them to ensure optimal care. So what I did from where I came, our population had a multilingual background, and we're used to see a diverse population with uh, different backgrounds. So I always used to try to learn the introductory sentences of their languages. I couldn't gain expertise in those languages, but only greeting them in their local languages was very helpful for making them comfortable and establishing a good rapport. And from that point on, they were always effectively communicating with me. So that's what I could think of at the moment, and that's what I said.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there's no, there's no real bad answer or um incorrect answer as such. But yeah, if you did something, then that's fine. You can mention whatever you did. The other things, you know, I would look to mention is, yes, I do realize that's a good question, and I do realize that a patient can always feel uncomfortable because they are in an unfamiliar environment. They have a medical concern that is possibly causing them a significant distress, or at least a bother at minimum. And it's very important that we make the patient comfortable and relax. And making patients comfortable begins with, I believe, building trust and showing genuine empathy. And I always look to start by introducing myself clearly and explaining my role, and addressing the patient by their name. And I try to establish a connection by asking simple, non-medical questions to open up the patient. How are you feeling today? Did you get any rest recently? I try to be near the patient, but not overbearing on the patient. Wherever there's an opportunity to sit down, I sit down next to the patient's bed or chair, or wherever the patient is being seated. And I try to take it nice and slow initially until we develop more of a connection. And I go and look to address their individual concerns and details. And I've always looked, and I've learned this, I've made mistakes earlier in the past, but I've looked to make a conscious effort to explain any diagnosis or procedures in a plain language that is not overbearing, and a language that they could understand. I try to meet them where they are. And in any of this, if I sense a bit of anxiety or hesitation or resistance, I lower my complexity even further, and I ask them if they have understood, or I ask for them to share with me what they have understood so far. So we end up being on the same page. And yes, every patient can be different. However, I think effective and appropriate communication and being pleasant and empathetic, looks to go a long way. And yeah, I think that what you said, some examples that I provided right now, I think it's all good.
Yeah.
As long as you have something to say, something reasonable to say, something logical to say, and maybe something just genuine to say, I think it's good. Good question, Umair. Any other question that was popping up?
Yes, Dr. Khan, one question they asked me was, how do you handle constructive criticism? Give me an example. And another one was, how do you handle a setback? Give me an example.
Okay.
So I had prepared, things from my past, and I mentioned them in the interview. So they were a little different questions. And one of the interviewers started the interview with the question that, do you have any questions for me? That was the first question I got from an interviewer.
Okay.
And luckily, I had completely searched his profile. He was a member of Alzheimer's Association. So I started with that I searched your LinkedIn profile, and I'm glad to know that you are a member of Greater Pennsylvania Alzheimer's Association chapter. So I just want to know that how, as residents, can we contribute to such advocacy organizations? So he was actually very happy about it, and he kept talking about it for like 5 minutes. So I think that's a very good idea if you search the faculty that you are interviewing with and really dive deep into their activities and bring it up on the interview. They really like it, in my opinion. Dr. Khan can tell better.
No, definitely. Definitely, there is a very strong point, Omer. That's why you research the interviewer, and it's anything that you can ask about that you can have them talk about empathically or emotionally. That's great. And in the 12 questions that I share in the program, one of this is also about how to expand yourself outside of the bread and butter of medicine, and if you can work with and collaborate with outside your regular medicine into any committees, programs, anything else. So yeah, and researching the program and researching your interviewer is very important. Great job, Umer.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So you mentioned last question, right? And then we'll wrap up. I've been at this for about 3 hours now. But which question you want to touch about from Umer's questions? Raja, which questions you want to touch on? You're on mute, Raja.
Whichever you like.
Okay.
Little
Dealing
bit
with
is-
constructive criticism. So yeah, so we are a residency program, and sometimes we do have to give feedback. That may not be the best thing you want to hear. However, how do you deal with constructive criticism? And I do agree, sometimes the criticism may not be that constructive. It may be a bit more blunt. However, have you had this experience before? And what did you do about it?
Yeah, I recently had one incident when I was like working on my father's clinic. One of my lower staff, like a medical assistant, told me that you are not good at time management and uh, like multitasking. So I asked him how my father like I took him feedback about my father that how he used to manage that lot of many patients in one day, like 50 to 30, 50 to 60 patients at once. So he told me that he used to distribute tasks among us and give us the like a minor task and do his work of prescription and everything, which was beneficial for me. And after that, I tried to work on my these tasks. And after coming here doing rotations, during my research side, I used to like multitasking and time manage on my different studies and distribute time on different studies. Like I have 3 studies right now. I used to give 2 hours on each. That made me good. It was good feedback from my medical assistant at that time, and I'm practicing right now.
Okay, all right. So you're focusing on an example that you had,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about delegation of tasks and um, uh, and
Yeah,
accepting
multitasking.
feedback.
Yes.
Okay, that you should be open to accepting all types of feedback, right?
Yes.
Right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, sir. Like focusing on the task and even from medical assistant, you are getting feedback and you are working on that. You are not hesitant to it, like taking the
Right.
criticism. Yeah.
Let me give an example, and then I'll let Amna talk about it as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Great. It's a very good question, and as you mentioned, that we know that criticism. Nobody, you would think that nobody should like criticism, but I feel that constructive criticism or criticism of any nature, you should first look at it, if whether it is actual real criticism that I should think about, and I should feel that yes, I need to improve upon it, even though it may come out as a constructive bit of criticism or much more direct criticism, because I feel that this is a valuable opportunity for growth for myself, and I actively seek it out to improve my own skills. And I remember during my internal medicine rotation, I received feedback from my attending that my presentation needed to be more structured and detailed. Initially, it was a bit difficult to hear for a few seconds. Then I realized quickly that this is important feedback for myself, and I asked my attending for specific examples and guidelines on how to improve, and I implemented the suggestions in my next presentation. And not only did my presentations markedly improve, but I also gained much more confidence in presenting even more complex cases. And so I look to welcome criticism of all types, and I look to apply it. And I am here to continuously grow and learn and refine my skills in patient care. And that is what it's all about. Good question. And this is what I have been carrying forward for the last couple of years that I'm aware of. Thank you. Good question. Thank you. Okay, something impromptu answer. Amna, you want to take a stab at it, and we'll call it a day after this.
Yeah, sure. I would like to have my 2 cents here. Um, should I start?
Yeah.
Or
So
should
Amna, so we come sometimes we give some feedback, and sometimes people don't like it. How do you deal with some feedback every now and then?
Dr. Khan, I find it extremely interesting question. I believe that a person who is giving you feedback or criticism of any kind is actually your well-wisher in a way that any person wouldn't be interested in your betterment than a person who is taking his time to pinpoint something that he finds that needs improvement. And I feel if somebody is telling to you that is a blessing. And I can recall a case from my clinical rotation while I was rotating at Methodist. Um, in the congenital heart clinic, I remember here all of the patients used to have murmurs in a Pakistani setting. We didn't have many patients who have such findings, and I used to be overjoyed that yes, I heard something. On our second day, my attending took me to side and mentioned, look, Anna, whenever you heard something, just don't feel overjoyed. Just don't exclaim it like, yes, I heard something. Just be calm about it. Just say, yeah, I can hear something, or I didn't hear anything. Just don't make anything big out of it. It might scare the patient because he does not know what's wrong with him. It might be a benign condition, it might be something life-threatening, and it will throw the patient off balance. And I recognize it quickly because if I swipe places and if I'm being the patient and someone is examining me and saying, "Oh yes, I found something," I'll be dead, literally dead. That, oh, so what is wrong with me? I'm gonna die or not? So after that, I made a habit. If I find something, I'll just tell, yes, I heard something or not. Just don't make a great deal out of it. And I believe that was something that taught me a lot how we are supposed to be at the bedside, and literally taught me a lot about the bedside manners. So this is what I learned from my experience.
Great. So you had an example, and
Yeah.
we can imagine this example actually happening. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, you have an example and you're positive about it. By the way, what was the severity of the murmur?
It was, first of all, it was tricuspid radiated ever. And for the first time, I found a patient who had all the manifestations, and that was a case of Epstein anomaly. So I was so overjoyed that I found something in the patient. So,
Okay, great, excellent. All right. Okay, good. All right. So hopefully it was a little bit of practice. All right. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll share about the next session coming up. I'm forgetting when. Probably I think we have some session coming up in the middle of the week, and hopefully you guys already would have done your interviews, some of the interviews.
Dr. Khan,
Yeah.
I have a question. Can
Uh-huh.
I take a couple of minutes?
Sure.
So my interview that is on Monday, that is a panel interview, and they shared it's only 30 minutes long. And how should I be about it? There are three interviewers. One is the program director, one is the associate program director, and the chief. I have looked up their profiles. I know everything about it, but right now I would feel, should I be more inquisitive about themselves, or should I be focusing on telling more about myself? So I'm in confusion right now.
No, I think it's gonna be a conversational.
Okay.
Someone may ask a question, then somebody else may come in.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be fine. Um, and just again, be confident, be relaxed, be composed. Um, just act as if you are having a conversation. You have already prepared your answers. Um, Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Just look at the situation,
Okay.
see what the questions are, and just have a discussion. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just have a discussion. It's the same sort of questions back and forth. Some ethical questions here and there. You can check out the ethical questions. Ethical questions is always about the patient care comes first,
Yeah.
professionalism, and upholding the highest standards of highest ethical standards for the medical profession.
Mhm.
So that's the basic framework for any ethical question or any question of that nature. And yeah, just I think it should be fine. Sometimes it's more fun to have a panel interview. You're talking about this. Yes, okay, I can address your question as well as your question as well as your question. No, I mean, but still, yeah, it's a nice conversation. Be yourself, be confident, be lively, be interested, be intrigued, be forthcoming, share your positives, tie it down to I would love to work here. Just be positive. It should be fine. You just prepare your answers. It's another day. You're just gonna sit down and talk. That's it.
Thank you.
Nothing major, right? Nothing major.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Umair, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, sir. I'm really sorry for lingering the meeting on. I just happened to remember one of the questions, so I wanted to share it so people can think about it.
Good.
One of the questions they asked me was, what qualities do I think that a good neurologist should have?
Okay.
So the way I answered it was, I basically started my answer by saying that, like any other profession, a passion for the field and commitment to your team members and your clients or your patients is the most important thing. And then I expanded on that. So that's the way I answered this. It can come up in any internal medicine or family medicine residency questions as well. What makes you a good physician or something like that? Thank you so much.
Great. No, great. Yeah, so let's say for any specialty in a way, it's teamwork, commitment to your team. That's a very good answer. Commitment to your team, dedication, patient satisfaction, patient safety, long-term approach, constant learning. Yeah, it's a good question. I didn't hear this before, but it's a very good question. It's different from the strengths question. What are your strengths? It's a bit different from the strengths question, but you could combine the strengths, strengths. Sorry, my speech is slurring. Strengths question. For example, let's say for internal medicine, communication, empathy, a sense of organization, critical thinking, teamwork, adaptability, right? Compassion, leadership, time management. Similarly, similar things can go for family medicine. A patient-centered approach, adaptability, communication, again, empathy. Yeah, all of these things can go. Good point. Good question, Omer.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll stay in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.